I don't know about you, but there's something about a thunderstorm in the middle of summer that I think is one of the coolest things to watch. I've been sitting on my porch now for about the last 15, 20 minutes just watching the lightning and all the rain come down. And it's incredible. And it's something that I have always found to be fascinating. Maybe you like it, maybe you don't. It doesn't really have anything to do with the video. It's just something I thought was really cool. And as you can see in the background, you're probably going to hear some lightning and you're going to hear some thunder and see some lightning. You see, I'm so excited I can't even speak right. But what I want to do is do a little recap about my last video where I was smoking the chuck roast. And I'll give you a quick spoiler right now. It only came out okay. It wasn't great. It wasn't terrible. It was somewhat tender, but the flavor was a bit off. And one of the reasons I want to make this video is I want to talk about situations where you try something, it doesn't work out, what do you do next? It's something that I am constantly working on for myself, something I'm really trying to instill in not only my boys, but anybody I talk to, where you don't give up. You know, what do you do next? It's easy to say, don't give up, keep going. Right, great. But that's just like theoretical. Like in a practical sense, what do you do? So this is what I did. I wrote down as I was cooking some of the things that I did. So with the chuck roast, I had cooked it at 225 for 3 hours. I started spritzing it after the first hour with a mixture of apple juice and apple cider vinegar every 30 minutes until I hit around that 3 hour mark. At around that 3 hour mark, I started to probe it, and I noticed that it was at a temperature of about 155 to 160. It was at that point I put it in a tin with two 12-ounce cans of beef consomme and about 8 ounces of beef broth. Put them both in the same tin, put aluminum foil, put them back in the smoker, cranked the temp up to 250, and smoked them for the next 3 hours. At that point, at 3 hours, I'd started to probe it. It was at around about 204 degrees, and it was starting to be really fork tender. You know, it's that where you start to put the thermometer in, and it just goes in like a warm knife through butter. And it was, you know, fairly tender. The issue was, flavor-wise, it had a bit of an odd flavor. Now, I can't tell whether that's from the beef consomme, the broth, or something else. So what do you do? Wow, that was a big one. Woo-hoo. So what you do is you adjust. You take all of these findings and you analyze. Well, I guess that's what you do. So you analyze. I know that's the amount of tenderness that I wanted with the meat. It really pulled apart nice. So I know cooking-wise, we're probably at around the right thing. So next time I'll try just beef broth. See how that goes. I'm not going to add beef consomme. I might even add a little bit less in terms of liquid. First time around I did 32 ounces of liquid. This time I'm going to do 28 ounces of liquid. And I'll write it down and I'll adjust and I'll see how it goes. And you can use this approach to anything in life. And that's kind of what I wanted to talk about. It didn't work out. You know, we only really get to see more oftentimes than not in movies and shows. Even most people only want to talk about their wins. Most people don't want to talk about when it doesn't work out or it doesn't go the way you had hoped. And yeah, mine didn't go the way I hoped. It went better than an all bad situation where I would have had to order pizza, sure. But in this situation, it wasn't quite what I had wanted. Now, I had eaten it today actually as a leftover with some eggs, and it was pretty tasty. Not quite what I want, but it's getting there. So you just keep moving forward. And the best way I found is you get a pen and paper, you write down your process, everything that you can do. If you can measure it, if you can track it, you can adjust it, and you can fix it. Something I've been working with my kids. I've noticed one of my sons, he's better on his right side than his left side with his lacrosse stick. So you know what we're working on now? We're going to take 5 times more shots on the left than we are the right, so he gets used to it. And that's what you do. You keep moving forward, you adjust, and then you recalibrate. So give it a try. There's something that's important to you, write it down. Go old school. Have some fun. And you know what? Watch the storms. Because there's nothing quite as beautiful, in my opinion, as watching the lightning and thunder. I'm sure we're going to hear the thunder in a moment or two, but stay safe, enjoy. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.